driver, stay away from the family and all. So I feel really good, like, at least some institutes also, they are, participating or having this kind of course where, a lot of awareness is also being created. So that's, I find a lot of good, positive vibes with that course and all.
Very interesting, because we always say, in supply chain, the men-women ratio is always favoring the men.
So a lot of students from girls were there, and they were very, enthusiastic and energetic with respect to all these activities related to supply chain, and right from the transportation, not only sitting office and, operating on certain skills, but going on ground and see actual challenges. And
this very interesting, this Nari Shakti, I see it in two parts. C.V. Kumar knows that there is a category for women drivers being awarded by CDRM. And I thought nobody would apply. But then the first one, of course, had very poor response. But now I see that there are at least 20, 30 applicants. 30
nominations.
Out of the total, but women.
30 nominations.
Oh, see. So they are also driving long-haul trucks over a few days. Earlier it was a taboo in the Indian society, but now they are doing that. Lot of Uber drivers, lot of Ola drivers, I see they are women. And there is a pink taxi in Chennai, I don't know whether it's in Mumbai as well, where women-only drivers are there for women-only passengers. So that's a great thing. I also sit on the advisory of Logistics Skill Council, Chennai, where they have a simulation center. I was to address them, so I was expecting everybody to be a boy. It's about 18 to 22-year-old kind of young kids. But then I was pleasantly surprised that the girls were over-smarting the boys. There were more girls in the class than the boys. So I'm very happy that you brought that point up as well, right? A 30-second question to each one of you. On the cost, what is it that one thing that we can do to reduce the overall cost of logistics or supply chain, whatever you want to call? Just very quick. Any one action that companies can take or individuals can take, which can, we all know the benchmark cost today is higher on the higher side. What is it that we can do to fix that cost or at least lower that cost? Any suggestion? Quick, 30 seconds.
See, the cost is there, but it is divided into different elements, and respective, department is heading that cost center and all. So anyway, that cost will be there, somewhere it may reduce or increase depending on the industry specific requirements. And when we talk about this compliance and other part, I'm sure the cost will increase. So I think let's be flexible to adopt that in case if the cost is
focus on it, but make it happen.
If the cost is going to increase, let's see what are the cost benefit analysis as an industry and as a society will be getting, not only for our industry but for entire people around. Because when we are adopting safety, it is not for the industry only, but when the tanker or the truck travels across the cities, it will definitely help.
Quick response, Param.
I think by optimizing, that's what I would feel.
Process optimization.
Yeah, process optimization, that is something which can happen. Okay. And what we also do internally is that we keep looking at ways of reducing our internal costs also. That's an ongoing exercise which we always keep happening. And if it does happen, we ensure that, we pass on the benefit to the customer. That's what we keep doing.
Very good. Anil, last word.
Yeah, so I think when we talk about the cost in the overall supply chain and the logistics, people like us and transporters, I think the major part is the number of trips that we do. We were recently looking at the data and how the economics changes suddenly when we facilitated. In the previous session, somebody was talking about the detention and the damages, right? So I think there's a lot of sensitivity to data. So I think facilitating, the real challenges, how do we come together and really solve the practical on-ground problems? I think that can have a huge, kind of cost-saving potential, because there are a lot of wastages, to be precise, in the system, which is not helping them, not helping us also. So I think those kind of
collaboration is the word that we should probably use to optimize cost. Okay. So with that, I'll just open it up to the floor for any question. Yes, CV? You have to shout at the top of your voice without the mic.
Yeah, I can. Okay, so question to Anil and Milind. Supply chain, typically in any organization, I think is silos. It operates in silos. procurement guys, procurement guys in a silo, the guys who are responsible for FG transportation and FG logistics is in a silo. So do you think, some kind of platform which unifies this entire thing would help you optimize your cost? That is one question which I have.
Various functions are in silos. So do you think technology will help in optimizing it? Is that the question? Yeah.
Thank you.
Anil.
Yeah, so I think very, very relevant and very kind of important question at this point of time, mainly from the chemical standpoint. I think the structural problem across the procurement and supply chain domain needs to be solved. I think it is solved for the large petrochemicals industry when we talk about it in India, but when we talk about the MSMEs, particularly operating at that scale in India, a lot of problems need to be solved through the structures. And the other part that can be solved through is system. So system, definitely the information lies in silo. There's not cross leverage happening across the information. So I think definitely I think that would help a lot.
Yeah. Milind, question was also directed at you. So yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for the question. See, basically, technology will help, but basically the collaboration within the departments, say for example, warehouse is in hand working with the transportation department or production department or demand supply kind of department. So it will reduce the overall cost. Means it will not be specific answer to your question, but yes, this collaboration will certainly help. We have experienced that because sometimes the department which is near to you don't know what exactly you are doing, or there is no any transparency we found in between when we exchange the idea or when we bring certain forum for open up the session or open up the minds. So a lot of things come up during that thing, and maybe we can have some kind of small improvements. Likewise, I think that is the only
Thank
way
you.
ahead, yeah.
Before I go to the next question, I had a life experience with a Japanese manager. I still respect him a lot. It's all about attitude, right? So what he was saying was, he was giving me a review, and then he was saying that I want to share one, deep-rooted review with you. I said, are you open? I said, I'm fine. He said, I like everything about you, but the only difference is you make the decision first and then align the data to suit the decision. Whereas in Japan, we look at the data first and then come to the conclusion. So I think it's purely an attitudinal issue where we jump to the conclusion and then sequence whatever data we need to support that decision and then leave all the other data out. Rather, the world or Japanese work the other way, where they look at data very critically and make a decision. So I think in this case also, in terms of working with the teams across, in terms of sharing information, collaborating, all that, attitude plays a very key role. So I would urge all of us to kind of step up and show that positive attitude, where by collaborating, if there is a way we can reduce the cost or we can improve the compliance, I think we should be the first one to do that. Okay? So one last question, anybody else? I know it's time for lunch, so anyone wanting to ask the question? So by the way, that 1,000 rupees from Sanjay is still waiting. Okay, so if it is so, then I would really like to personally thank each of the panelists for sharing their insightful thoughts on warehousing and infrastructure. I hope you had a good time enjoying it. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Let's applaud once again for all the panelists. May we please gather for a group photo? Let's keep the applause going. Thank you. Thank you once again to all our esteemed speakers for that fantastic panel discussion. 10th CHEMLOG India is powered by National Logistics Partner, VTrans and VLogis, Knowledge Partner, DGM India Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for lunch. Please join us for lunch and networking. I'll see you in sharp 45 minutes at 2:10. So let's make sure you're back in the room by 2:10 for the next session. Hope you have a lovely lunch. Thank you.